The town of Hollow Creek was a forgotten place. Lost in time and shrouded in mist, it huddled beneath a sky perpetually cloaked in grey. The townsfolk, weathered and wary, knew its secrets. They whispered of the grand Victorian mansion atop Widow's Hill, its windows like vacant eyes. The house stood silent, a monolith to tragedy, its paint peeling like scabs on old wounds. Locals would tell you the house breathed. They'd swear it sighed with the wind, a low moan that echoed through the empty streets. Children were warned away, their games forbidden from straying too close to the wrought iron gates. Even the bravest souls avoided the house after dark, for within its decaying walls, darkness held dominion. But darkness holds no power over the curious. And curiosity was a fire that burned bright within Lisa, a young woman untouched by the town's superstitions. Newly arrived, she saw not a haunted house but a challenge, a chance to prove that some stories were best left untold. And so, on a night when the wind howled like a banshee and rain lashed against the windows, Lisa set out to unravel the mystery of Widow's Hill. The storm, building in intensity, seemed to mirror Lisa's own quickening pulse as she approached the house. Each gust of wind whispered warnings, but she pressed on, her flashlight cutting a shaky beam through the driving rain. She reached the rusted iron gates, their points twisted and gnarled like grasping claws. A shiver, part excitement, part apprehension, ran down her spine. The oak door creaked open with a groan, as if disturbed from a long slumber. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of decay and dampness. Cobwebs, thick as shrouds, clung to every surface. Dust lay undisturbed on the floor, a testament to years of abandonment. Lisa took a deep breath, the silence broken only by the rhythmic tick-tock of an ancient grandfather clock in the hall. The storm raged outside, but within these walls, an unnatural stillness held sway. Each step deeper into the house felt like a transgression, a violation of some unspoken pact. As she climbed the grand staircase, its velvet runner threadbare and faded, Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes watched her every move. The attic, accessible only by a narrow, creaking staircase, was a cavernous space. Moonlight, filtering through cracks in the boarded-up windows, painted silver streaks across the dusty floor. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the silence was broken only by the scurrying of unseen creatures. It was a place forgotten by time, where shadows danced with the dust motes. In the center of the room stood the mirror, an imposing structure of mahogany and silver. It towered over Lisa. Its ornate frame, carved with grotesque faces, seemed to writhe in the flickering candlelight. The mirror's surface was clouded with age, yet a strange luminescence emanated from its depths. It drew Lisa in, beckoning her closer, whispering promises of secrets revealed. As she stepped closer, her breath caught in her throat. For a moment, the reflection staring back at her was not her own. The face was gaunt, the eyes hollow and filled with an ancient sorrow. Then, just as quickly, it was gone, replaced by her own startled image. A nervous laugh escaped her lips. It was just a trick of the light, she told herself, her heart pounding in her chest. But a seed of doubt had been planted, taking root in the fertile ground of her fear. The grandfather clock downstairs chimed midnight, each clang of the bell echoing through the stillness like a death knell. Lisa, her initial apprehension replaced by a strange sense of fascination, found herself drawn back to the mirror. The storm outside had reached its crescendo, the wind howling like a tormented beast. She raised her hand, her fingers tracing the outline of her reflection in the dusty glass. Her reflection mimicked her movements, but with a subtle, unsettling hesitation. It was then that Lisa noticed the eyes. Her reflection's eyes were no longer her own. They were cold, predatory, and filled with a malice that sent a shiver down her spine. The transformation, once begun, was swift and horrifying. The face in the mirror elongated, the lips stretching into a grotesque grin that revealed rows of needle-sharp teeth. The skin took on a sickly pallor, the flesh seeming to decay before her very eyes. A guttural growl emanating from the mirror's surface filled the attic, sending chills down Lisa's spine. Terror, primal and consuming, seized her. From the depths of the mirror, a figure began to emerge. Its form was shadowy, indistinct, yet radiating an aura of pure malevolence. It reached out, a clawed hand shattering the silence of the attic with a deafening crack as it tore through the glass. Lisa stumbled back, her scream lost in the roar of the wind as the entity from the mirror stepped into the world of the living.